Just bear with me a second here. Get things going. There we go. All set up now. Hello, 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 and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I do short lunch break with Shel videos Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon, and either YouTube premiere videos or Facebook Lives on Wednesday nights at 6:30. Tonight we're going to be doing a YouTube premiere video, predominantly because I have an appointment on Wednesday night that I cannot miss. Okay, so we are going to do something totally different today. Everybody is looking forward to Christmas. Christmas is about 3 weeks away. So today I wanted to do something that you could give as a handmade gift. We are going to be making a little box that will hold 4 cards and envelopes, and it's going to be a really sweet presentation. Okay, so first off, we are going to get started on our box, and I have some bits and pieces here. This first piece is our base for the holder or box. It is 6 1/4 by 10 3/4, and I have scored this at 4 3/4 and 6. So we are going to burnish that score line and burnish this score line. All right, there we go. Easy peasy, right? All right, so now we need to decorate the front of this folder. We don't want it to be too plain. So I have a piece of basic white and a piece of designer series paper. And we are just going to layer these together so that there's a little border, and that white will pop against the green and against the navy. All right, so that is going to go flat right on the front of our card box. And we're just centering that up top to bottom, side to side, like so. Give that a press. Now I have used the Stylish Shapes dies, and I have cut out a couple of circles, and I have stamped this one with Just For You. That is from the Celebrating You stamp set, and we're just going to layer that together. And I'm gluing these things all flat because this is going to have lots of dimension as it is. And I'm just going to put that somewhere like so. Then I have one of the butterflies from the Best Butterfly bundle, and I just die cut that out of navy. See, there's a few little areas that I have to poke the holes, or poke the bits out of. That's okay. Now we're going to get some adhesive, get a little bit on the can. Oops, that's more than a little bit. Maybe we'll share it on both of them. There we go. And we're just going to take this and simply pop it on there. We don't need anything fancy. That's as fancy as we're going to get. All right, now we're going to work on the pocket that's going to go on the inside of the card. This piece is 5 by 8 3/8. And then what I did is I scored every side at 2 inches. Okay? Now I'm going to take my paper snips. Actually, I might take my paper trimmer I marked the edges of this so that you could see where I'm going to cut. And I am going to cut from this score line to this score line, which is roughly where I put those white lines, just so that you could see it. And that is garbage. This is just going to allow us to fold our box easier. And if there's a little bit of white on there, I'm not going to worry about it. And here. All right, so there we have our box, our holder for our card. Now we're going to need to do a little bit more snipping. We are going to hold it long ways, and we are going to cut from the bottom up to the score line, from the bottom up to the score line, and the same on the other side. There we go. All right, now before I put my box together, I am going to decorate the front of my box. I have a piece of basic white and another piece of designer series paper. I'm just going to layer these together. And then we're going to put them on the front of our pocket. Be easier to do it while this is flat than when we have it all together. And because I've got a little bit of white there, I'm going to make that the back of my pocket so we won't see it. And we will just slide this in place, like so. Just give it a little bit of a pop. Now we are going to fold on all of those score lines. Give them a crease. And it doesn't look very big, this little pocket, but it's fine. It will fit the cards and envelopes. And what you're going to do is you're just going to tuck in the sides, and this is going to form our little box. All right, so I am going to get my Stampin' seal, or you could use a little piece of tear and tape, or you could use Tombow, whatever is your preference. I am going to use this, and I'm just going to put this on the tabs. And then this one. And this one. There we go. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to hold them in, and we're going to fold it up and press it into the corner. Same thing. Line up your edges and press. Oops, let's get both of these tabs inside. Oops. Line up your edges and press. Line up your edges and press. That is all there is to it. Pretty easy, eh? All right. Now we are going to put our holder inside. So the only thing you have to remember is to make sure it goes all the way to the bottom so that it'll stand up when you're done. Now I am going to use tear and tape, And we are going to put this on the back of the box. And I'm going to be very generous because I want this to stay in place. There we go. I'm going to press that down so it's well sealed to the box. And then just use your paper piercer or take your pick tool and remove those paper backings. Make sure all the adhesive is on the back side of the box. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand my box up and I'm going to push my card into it so that I know it's down flush to the bottom. And then I'll stick my hand in here and give it a press and put my bone folder in here and give it a real good press. And that way your card holder will stand up. Easy peasy, all right? Okay, we'll set that aside. Now we're gonna work on some cards. And here's my tip for you. When you're making your cards, make your cards all occasion. Don't make them Christmas cards. And I'll tell you why. If you're giving this as a Christmas gift, they're gonna have to wait an entire year to use the cards. If you give them all occasion cards, they can use them anytime they need. Okay, we're going to be doing fun fold cards, so that's going to be exciting too. We're going to be making 4. This cardstock is 4 1/4 by 11. We are going to score it at 5 1/2. And we are going to cut it at 8 1/4. All right, there's our 2 pieces that we need. So we are going to fold on the score line and burnish that score. That is our card base. And I have a piece of DSP that's 4 by 5 1/4 that's going to go on the inside of this card. And that'll just center up in there with a nice little border. And then we need a greeting. And I've chosen Thank You for Your Kindness for this one. And I need a stamp, or a block, sorry. And I'm going to grab some ink. Let's try Gorgeous Grape. That matches with our card base. So I am just going to sit this here, ink up my stamp, and somewhere about middle, we will pop that in place. Now we're going to layer these 2 pieces together. And this is going to become the front panel on our card. So this, you just need to center up here. The only problem is you can only put adhesive on this flap. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of line it up, eyeball it, flip it over, and only put adhesive where you know that it will be on the panel. And then lay that in place. Okay, so far so good. Now I have another panel here, and I'm just going to lay it here on the card. I'm going to take, making sure that I'm behind the front flap. Then I'm going to take adhesive, put adhesive on here, and carefully shut the back over the top. And that makes it so that it's hidden when your card is open. And that's our little panel for our greeting. Now I need some dimensionals. I think I should have minis for this application. And there we go. Now we need to take off all those little backings. And I have stamped this from the Dragonfly Garden bundle. And I have punched it out with the coordinating punch. Then I colored it with dark Highland Heather and light Highland Heather. And then I used Wink of Stella on his wings. Now, you'll notice that I just did a no-no. I have the joys of live video. I put that guy out too far. There we go. There we go. And I sealed my card shut. So that's what not to do. So that's a very simple card. I did another one exactly the same, only with this one I used the Best Butterfly bundle and did it in Navy and Mary Merlot. So there's 2 of our 4 cards. We're going to move on to our next one. Let's get these out of the way. Our next one is going to be one with a Scotty. So I've pre-cut this. I'm going to stamp this greeting at the top of this card. And I'm going to use my Stamparatus. Just because. Alright, let's get this in line. And then we will put this somewhere about there. I'll pick that up and use Memento Black ink. Now, it's not going to take you very long to make this card set, and really, it's going to be a really nice gift for the recipient, and it's going to be something that they're going to be able to have cards ready when they need them. So think about people who are on your gift giving list that would appreciate something like this. All right, there we go. We have a nice dark black greeting wishing you the happiest of birthdays. And we need to get our card together. So then furnish that score line. Add our DSP. Oops. See how that old olive pops? Now this one could be used for either a guy or a girl. Now we're going to layer our greeting. on here. I love the pop. All right, now, same as before, we need to kind of eyeball this, flip it over. I've got those little dimensional backings everywhere. Pop this in place. Turn it over. Add some adhesive to this one. Lay it right side up, making sure we're behind. And close the flap. And there we have our greeting. Now we just need to embellish this by putting on our little dog. Now, you can put him right in the middle, which is where I think I'm going to put him. And I'm going to use some dimensionals. Now, if you're so inclined, you can, of course, add ribbon, you can add bling, you can add all kinds of different things, but I'm keeping these very, very simple. There's card number 3. We've got one more to go, my friends. Let me get rid of all of this stuff that I can. There we go. All right, I was indecisive on this one. I couldn't decide whether I wanted a deer or a beer mug. I really couldn't decide. And then I saw the greeting that says another round for your birthday, so that made the decision for me. I thought, that's kind of nice for a guy card. So I'm specifically gearing this one towards the guys. And I have Night of Navy on Balmy Blue. Now we could have done that on basic white, but I chose Balmy Blue. All right, so I have this beer mug, and I think I'm intentionally going to put the greeting crooked. So let's put this up here and grab Night of Navy ink. Pick up our stamp. Oops, not the paper too, just the stamp. And bam! How quick was that? Another round for your birthday. There we go. Now we're going to layer this greeting on our Balmy Blue panel. And same as before, just kind of eyeball it, flip it over, put on our adhesive. And bam. Now we'll use some dimensionals for our mug of beer. Oh, I have no fingernails. There we go. Now we'll just pop these all off. And pop our beer in place. Once again, same trick as last time. Adhesive side up, lay it in behind, and close over the back. And then you have a nice place that's hidden when the card is closed to write the greeting. All right, let's bring all of these back in so we can have a look. Another round for your birthday, wishing you the happiest of birthdays, sending you good vibes, and thank you for your kindness. You know, all really, really lovely cards. I like them all. And then, what did I do with my folder? We're going to take all of these cards, stack them together, and pop them in the box. And you can see there's plenty of room in there for 4 envelopes. Now, how about that for a nice gift? And it's freestanding. They can stand it up and display it. Beautiful. I think I would put some rhinestones down there if it was me, or something blingy blingy. Let's see what I can find. What can I find? I want something quite substantial. No, I don't want those. Those don't match. How about some of these iridescent pearls? These are from days gone by, but as you can see, I have loads of them left. Let's use some of these. And we will just bling up our butterfly. Oops. Come along there. Probably be better off if I take the pick tool or paper piercer. And I am specifically choosing different colors. Oops. So that this looks really cool. And one more. Check that out. Isn't that pretty? I hope the camera's picking that up. There's a delay, so I can't tell if you can see that or not. Not pretty. And then it opens up like this and holds 4 cards, 4 envelopes. Easy gift that you can make using the supplies that you have. Basically, all you need for any of your cards is a greeting and some kind of a focal image, be it a dog, a deer, a cat, flower, anything at all. All right, that is it for this video tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye for now.